Next guest joins a chorus of physicians who say the president's health plan could lead to rationing, diminish access to care, and even drive up premium costs.
But Dr. Milton R. Wolfe isn't just another critic. He is also the second cousin of President Barack Obama. He joins us live this morning on the couch. Good morning to you, Doctor.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much. How are you related to Barack Obama?
Barack and I are second cousins. It's on the maternal side of the family. His grandmother, Madeline, was my mother's first cousin.
All right. And you're proud of your cousin being President of the United States?
More than I can put into words. And the entire family is. And I speak for nobody but myself, but we are all enormously proud of him and his achievements. And it has been a tremendous honor to be in the family that gets, just by fate, to be put in the front row of history and watch this wonderful turn of events to see him elected.
But at the same time, Doctor, you've taken a rather courageous stand considering it involves a family member. You think that the health care plan is a blight on America, and you are against it.
I want nothing more than to see Barack succeed. And I know he will. I think that, yes, in fact, though, this plan that's in the Senate right now, this health care bill before us, really is not in the country's best interest and not in Barack's best interest, ultimately. And so, yes, and it was a very difficult decision to do this, but in the end, I felt there was a call of duty to stand up for my patients and stand up for my profession, and ultimately to stand up for my country and say, this is not good. This is not good for our patients. It's not good for our country. There's a better way to do this.
Well, earlier in the week, you wrote an editorial where you detailed your opposition to this in the Washington Times, and one of the things you talked about was one of the things the president and the Congress, the Democrats in Congress are saying is that this plan will help contain costs and drive costs down. You're actually in this business. Do you believe that to be true?
I've never seen that happen that way. That defies economics as we know it. There's a confusion often between costs and price, and you can set an artificial price, but that doesn't do anything with costs. All that does when you take the price down but leave the costs where they were is to drive down the supply chain.
Give us an example.
Well, you see this all the time outside of medicine. We've seen this. The Carter-era gas lines is the perfect example of driving down price but ignoring costs, and you dry up a supply line and you can't get people to provide it. Why would they if they can't make a living doing it? And medicine is not immune from these economic realities.
And Doctor, you also believe in the end that this health care reform will cause patients harm in the United States. You're going to be going to Washington. Would you seek to go see your second cousin, President Obama, at the White House and tell him in person, as a physician, as a radiologist who saves cancer patients' lives, that, cousin, I think this is a bad plan. Can I just talk with you about it? Will you seek to do that?
Well, nothing would be more of an honor for me than to be able to do just that. But that's not the purpose of my going to Washington now. I'm en route and traveling to try to meet with my congressman. I've felt strongly about this for some time and just recently saw take the town halls to Washington, which is, we know the Congress people are too scared to go out to their districts and meet with their people, so we're coming to them. And when I saw this, I knew I had to be a part of it. So I'm trying to meet with Dennis Moore. I've tried to set these up. He's kind of dodging me. I'm hopeful that maybe he'll see this morning and say, you know, I do want to meet with this guy. He's my constituent. In fact, he's treating my constituents.
Sure. So Dennis Moore is a Democrat congressman.
That's correct.
From your district. If the White House wants to track you down, all they got to do is call Congressman Moore's office. And would you say in your district, people are for, well, patient-wise, people are for change in health care?
That's an interesting question. Change.
They like the idea of change.
I can't find people who are interested in having this plan happen.
Okay.
Patients, doctors, anybody I come across, it's hard to find anybody that supports this. Look at recent polls. CNN had one recently, 3 to 1 against. You see the other polls are seeing that as well.
Will you stay in touch with us and let us know how you do, please?
Absolutely.
We would be gratified.
All right. Dr. Wolfe, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Doctor.
All right, straight ahead on this Friday, an American under arrest in Yemen accused of being a homegrown